Effing trucking, people. Howdy. So, I'm at home. There's a Freightliner up in the hill. Just went and got more parts. I don't know if I'm doing wrong, but seems like every time I drive by the house, I have to step in and fix something. But I'm kind of, in my opinion, I'm on a heavy-duty application, I would say. Because the type of trailer I have, it's kind of abusing my drive line pretty bad. Well, this time around, my carrier bearing, it didn't win out quite, but it's on the way out. So when I get back to the shop, I will guys show you. But what it does, the rubber goes around it, which I will show you guys in a little bit. It's actually starts sagging, and then the rubber start twisting, and there's a dust cap start chewing into that rubber. And I mean, you can run it, and a lot of people would run it, but the problem is anytime the rubber sags, it changes angle of your drive shaft, which is not good. You can create yourself a problem later on down the road. U-joints can go out, or bearing, or there's numerous things you can actually rule in on a drive shaft. And end of the transmission, some people are going to say no, it's possible. Yeah, dude, I seen it so many times. People actually ruling a differential or back bearing in the back of the transmission. But simplest thing is $100 part, bad U-joint. I've seen that happen. So now I'm at home and I need to fix it. Look like it's going to be rain, obviously, because I parked the truck outside and I'm working on it. I actually got my clean clothes on, and I really want to go see the little ones and a wife, but I got to be in Montana sometime Monday. Today is Saturday evening. It's past 6 now. Gladly, Freightliner open 24 hours, but it's almost irritating. It just never quits. I was at home for a week and a half. I actually brought the truck in. I checked everything. It's actually my mistake because I knew my carrier bearing started sagging. Like I said before, in my application, you have to replace the carrier bearing almost once a year, and I will explain to you guys in a little bit. And I greased the truck, built the ramps on so the trailer can slide easy above to hook up to the fifth wheel. Something else I did, I don't remember. Checked all the U-joints fine. Changed my differential oil last time I was underneath the truck, but I kind of spaced out to look at the carrier bearing. I mean, I peeked in on them, was like, oh yeah, it's good enough. But I had problem. It was sagging. Now it started twisting, and I will explain to you why it's twisting. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, we made it back. I'm actually doing this outside. I didn't. Come on. Sorry, I'm not putting my camera down. Anyways, why I was saying in my application it's hard on a carrier bearing, which I took it off right now, because I got these rollers, and some people don't understand. You basically gotta, when you unhook the trailer, and then you have to load whatever. Like I'm holding this thing right now, it's 54,000 pounds. It goes on these ramps, and then you have to achieve this hump. So the drive line to take all the abuse, because you're basically in a dead stop, forcing a truck underneath the trailer. Well, here's an old carrier bearing. Well, the bearing is here. It's supposed to go right there. A strap kit. I will explain why we have to buy a new strap kit. A new nut. I will explain to you why we need to buy a new nut. There's an old strap. That's what I use, Spicer. They all fairly good, but they all suck at the same time. So, my personal opinion, the problem with the carrier bearing itself, because this cuts, so they end up sagging down. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. We'll put one side by side, like that. This rubber actually will stick out a little bit farther out than this one. So when you're putting it against the frame, it kind of squeezes down. This one, see how they're collapsing? And this one is fine. This one actually has more holes for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. And they do make one with the solid rubber, well, with no holes, and that's the one I'm supposed to put it on, but it's not very common, so I ordered it but didn't come in. But this one started going bad, and that's what I was talking about cutting. This thing right here, put it side by side again, like this one sticks out farther than this one. What happens is when you're putting a drive shaft in, it actually sags down, and the bearing and the rubber has a place to travel, and I end up doing this. It's actually twisting it out of there, and then your dust caps start chewing up and it becomes a mess. Like, it's not a big deal, but you start having vibration when you go on down the road. The drive shaft start jumping inside there because nothing solidly holds it. Like this one, the reason they make holes, so when you put under the load, the drive shaft has a place to go. Kind of, that's when you jump in a truck, if anybody heard such term. But I got one of those. Always, if you do anything, it's just my personal experience, and it's well spent money. If you do anything, you change any yokes, you change U-joints, or for some reason you disassemble, like changing the carrier, and you're taking a yoke off. Obviously, if you can't find one, you have to reuse your old one, but you have to use red Loctite on it. But I always buy the new nut, and then I buy new straps. The reason I buy new straps, they're cheap. It's a cheap maintenance, because the straps is actually, when you tie them in, they have tendency to stretch out and create a form. So that's why I buy the new ones. You install new carrier bearing, make sure you put in NICs up here, which I'm gonna go get some, and red Loctite. Anything has to do with the driveline, I'm a big fan of using red Loctite, nothing else. Some people say you find with blue ones. Like, no, dude, I buy red and I use red Loctite basically on everything, even my sandwich in the morning for breakfast. No, I'm kidding. But that's how much I like red Loctite. Actually, I got a fresh, brand new bottle, brand new, people. So that's how big of a jogs I actually use in the red Loctite, because since I was a mechanic for inland truck parts, that's why I mainly buy my parts, like driveline parts. I learned one thing: it's a cheap insurance, and a customer will never come back and is gonna say my drive shaft fell off or the bolt came out or something like that. So it's, like I said, it's cheap. I think this bottle $40, but will last you for over a couple years now. Okay, I'm going back in, and and I see, forgot about it. I'm going back in and I have to put all this back together, and we're going Montana, hauling the screener, which for some reason it's not that heavy, but it feels like 100,000 pounds. And it made it worse because the carry bearing, the rubber sagged down and started twisting. You having a bad, like not bad vibration, but you got a vibration, and you don't want to force it too hard because it makes you nervous, so something doesn't happen with the drive shaft. So be careful, pay attention to your drive line, especially carry bearing and U-joints. And oh yeah, one more thing before I'm done. When I was driving the pickup, why is it important to check your U-joints? Because picture this, everything runs. Oh, let me climb underneath here. So, oh yeah, one more thing. If you do take carry out, like mine was right there, make sure you put the yoke same way as that one right there. So if it goes like this one has to go like in line with it. They got to be lined up. Why is it so important, the U-joints? Like when you take it off, they're not supposed to have a dead spot in them. Like this one is perfectly like smooth, so it's good. But if you do have a dead spot and if something catches on it, replace it. It's not worth taking a risk. And then if like one of the caps, like you check it and it's loose, like U-joint has a little bit of play, that means when your drive shaft goes around, it becomes a little bit off center and it ends up like I mean, whatever you want to call it. Like it's not lining up, and you create yourself a problem. Then this carry bearing go out, and there U-joint, then you can blow the bearing out, you can blow the rear end out from simplest thing is bad U-joint. So I'm glad I made it home and I can replace this, because I did not feel comfortable driving with this, because this thing, which is dust cap, and this dust cap was chewing into that rubber. I might have been fine to drive, but didn't want to take a risk. Everybody have a blessed one. Thanks for watching.